Hello, hello, and welcome. Can you hear me? Hello, 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 hello. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are doing well. Happy Monday, happy Monday. Oh, today's not Monday. Today's Wednesday. What am I talking about? It's Wednesday. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Miss Ruthie? Can you hear me? Test, test, test. Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Miss Ruthie?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now you can hear me. All right. Technology, technology, tech,
Yeah. Mm.
technology. I hope you're doing well. Welcome in. I hope all is going well. It's welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. How have you been? You've been doing good?
Yes.
Okay, that's awesome. So today's topic is all right, so it's 11:01. 11:01. We're gonna jump right in. I'm broadcasting live, so you know. I'm broadcasting live on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, okay?
Hmm.
So today we're going to be talking about how to file homestead. I just want to make sure that everyone can hear me. Can you hear me, Miss Ruthie?
Yes.
All right. I just want to make sure because I think my thing is keep moving. But anyway, today we're going to be just breaking it down when it comes to homestead, because it's Florida is a homestead state, and it's important that we remember that we need to file our homestead. So today is about did you purchase a property in 2025 here in Florida? And do you know about homestead and what homestead is? So today I'm just going to break it down to you how that works. Did did your property tax go up after you bought a home and you had no idea why? I've had so many buyers that called me and let me know that their property tax went up. And then I say to them, have you filed your homestead? Oh my goodness, I forgot. So what I started doing is all the people that has purchased a home from me in 2025 and all the other years, I what I do is just remind them to let them save money in order to make sure that they purchase that they go ahead and file their homestead. I had someone yesterday that I was working with. She went online and she tried to file it, bought in Lake County. So I helped her. What I did was help her find the application online. You can fill out the application online, and you can also take it down to the courthouse or the property appraisal office. You can take it down there, but um, you can also do it online. Okay, you can also do it online. So what if I told you it may not be a mistake. It may be because one simple step that you forgot to complete your property tax exemption form while your taxes went up. The step for filing your homestead exemption is very important. So today, we are breaking it down what homestead is. And then homestead is really something that you need to file and you don't need to miss it. So today's, workshop is going to be about it's not automatic. Homestead is not automatic. And that's why I cover it at the beginning of each year to make sure that you are filing your homestead and making sure that you're filing it properly. So it's not automatic, okay? And then I'm going to teach you how portability works and the common mistake that homeowners make and had to pay thousands of dollars because they forgot to file their taxes. And you only have a couple of years. Let's say you missed it the first year, then you missed it the second year. They only give you like 2 years to file it, but you need to file it within your first year of owning your house. So good morning, everyone. I'm Viv
Mhm.
Cunningham with Preferred Real Estate Brokers here in Central Florida, and I specialize in helping first-time home buyers, families, and seniors make confident and informed real estate decision. For me, it doesn't stop here. It doesn't stop at closing either, and it doesn't stop at the closing table. My responsibility is to make sure homeowners understand what happens after they get their keys. A lot of time we think that after we get our keys, that's it. But homestead exemption is one of the most important protection Florida homeowners in Florida have. So let's jump right into it today. It's not going to be a long podcast or anything. I'm just going over the homestead, how it works, and what happens in it.
Oh,
So,
the
what is homestead? And then what I'll do is I'll take any question that you have at the end to make sure that you understand what homestead is, because eventually everyone is going to be own. If you don't own a home right now, eventually you might own a home, so then you will need to file it. Okay. Homestead exemption is a reduction in the taxable value of your primary resident. Remember, I said primary resident. It does not eliminate your taxes. It reduces the value of the count that the county uses to calculate the taxes. So let's break it down. Let me break it down clearly for you. So the county gives you up to $50,000 off in reduction in tax value, up to $50,000. And here's how it's breakdown. The first $25,000 apply to all tax property in Florida. The second $25,000 apply to non-taxes. That mean, schools, police officers and stuff like that. So, that's how it breaks down, but you get up to $50,000. Let me give you an example. If your home is assessed at 300,000 and you qualify for the full amount of $50,000 exemption, your tax will be your taxable homestead will be $250,000 instead of 300. So $300,000, they take up to 50,000 off, and what they do is tax you on the rest. So they're going to tax you on the 250 instead of 300. So here you are. If you don't remember to file that, then what happened is you're gonna have to pay taxes on that 300,000 instead of that 250. And it does make a difference. It does make a different audience. It makes a difference of you remembering to file. I remember someone bought a house from me and they called me and they says that my mortgage went up. It's not your mortgage that went up, but what happened is your taxes went up, okay? Because you did not file your homestead, and it's something that you need to do. Why your tax goes up after buying? This is real critical, audience. When you purchase a home, the previous homeowner homestead does not transfer with you. Okay, so if their homestead was on the property, they're getting up to 50,000 off, and you forgot to file yours, then what's going to happen is your taxes is going to go up. So you want to prevent that. The property reset back to the market value. So if the market value is 300,000, and then when you didn't file your homestead, the two it stays at the 300 instead of going down to the 250 when you had filed your homestead. And until
Mhm.
you file the homestead, the county treats the property as a non-homestead. So what they are telling you is they're treating the property almost like an investor buying a property instead of a homeowner buying the property. That's why some homeowners see their taxes increase the year after they purchase the property because they did not file homestead. I usually remind my buyer to go ahead and file the homestead, but I always tell you when you close on that house and you get your deed, it's automatic where you just go ahead and file that homestead. Okay, so you get your deed. Okay, so just go ahead and just do it right away, because if you don't do it right away, what happens is you tend to forget. Okay, and then I always tell you to watch out for your package, because inside the package it has your deed from the title company, and it has your title insurance as well. Those are something that you want to put up, that mean you can find it easily. So you don't want to be able to not be able to find that. So make sure that you are able to find it. Okay. It's not the home, it's your primary resident. Remember, it's your primary resident, and it becomes your homestead in the state of Florida. So your homestead in the state of Florida, it's protected. It's protected from creditors, which is great. Um, Now, the deadline to file, okay, is usually March 1st. March 1st is usually your deadline, okay? So you make sure that you file in your homestead by March 1st. If you close on the house in 2025, okay, you must file before March 1st, 2026. So if you bought your house this year, 2026, then next year, by March 1st, you will need to file your homestead. Yes. Some people can file late, but I wouldn't chance that. Usually, if you're a widower or you're a widow, then that depends. But I wouldn't wait for that. I would just go ahead, if you purchase a home, and once you get your deed, automatically just go ahead and file that. I really urge you and encourage you, because it will save you money on taxes. Okay, so save our home cap. Okay, this is where the money hit the page. Once you have your homestead and you have the assessed value, then your assessed value cannot go over 3% per year. So you need to make sure that you're keeping it at that 3%, where the regular values usually increase at, because remember, there's inflation. Okay. Whichever is lower, if the inflation is lower, then of course then it's going to be lower. But it's something that you don't want to miss out on. That will protect you, with the home cap. Because if not, then you might be paying more than 3% cap per year, because you did not file your homestead. Without homestead, your assess can rise much more significantly. Okay. So that's why we need to make sure that you're protected long term, and you're building long term stability inside your home. Okay. Do not skip this part, portability. Okay. So let's say, what portability allow you to do is to transfer your save our home benefit from one Florida homestead property to another. Let me explain. It's in simple terms. You can take your tax savings with you when you move. Okay. And the important things to remember is only between Florida homestead property you can do that with. Okay. You must apply. This is not automatic, so you must fill out the paperwork and apply. If you need help, anyone can help you. Tax appraiser office can help you. Okay. Generally, you must transfer within 2 years. This is what they're talking about with the portability. So if you're taking the portability, you must transfer it to the next home. It's not difficult at all. All you have to do is reach out to someone that can actually help you. So you can get up to $500,000 in benefit, depending on the price of your home and stuff like that. So let me give you an example. Let me give you an example how that works. If your previous home had a market value of $400,000, but your assessed value is 250, because of your homestead protection, that's different, may be transferred to your new home. Okay. But, you don't have to remember all of this. You can always call the property appraiser or ask office and just talk to them. There's somebody there that don't answer the phone. Portability is powerful, but only if you do it correctly. And it goes for everything. You have to pretty much do it correctly. Additional exemption. This is for seniors. Make this I'm making this especially clear for seniors. Okay. There are special exemptions. So let's say you were 65 years of age. Okay, remember the income matters. Okay, if you're 65 years of age, income limit, so you can reach out to the tax appraiser office and says, okay, I'm 65 years of old. This is how much I make. Can I file an extra exemption? Also for disabled vet, you can file extra exemption on that. And if you're 100% disability, okay, you can file an extra exemption on that as well. If you're a widow or a widower, making sure that you are getting the benefit that you need. If you have permanent disability, or you have or you have blindness, those are the extra exemption. These exemption are not automatic either. You must apply and provide documents. Okay. Are you getting every exemption that you need? When in doubt, ask question. Okay. Don't ever go it alone, because we're here. We're your advocate. We're here to make sure that we protect there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the housing market and the housing sector, but it's for your realtor, your lender, okay, your property appraiser to help guide you through all of that, to make sure that you are protected and make sure that you know what to do. Okay. Common mistake that we make. Okay. I'm thinking homestead is automatic. Okay, missing the deadline March 1st. If you miss the deadline March 1st, then you're gonna have to wait till the following year to file. Okay, forgetting about how to apply for portability. Reach out to the appraiser's office. They can tell you how to file for portability, or if you have portability. Okay, claiming homestead in 2 states. You cannot claim homestead in 2 states. You cannot claim homestead in 2 states. You need how you figure out which is your homestead, because we have a lot of snowbirders. And then what it is, we said if you live in Florida 6 months and 1 day, that's your homestead. If you live in another state 6 months and 1 day, that's your homestead. Okay, so you gotta be careful on that. You're not filing two homestead, because you'll get in trouble for that. And just like I said, how you differentiate it is just 6 months and 1 day. Okay, so just one extra day. So let's say you said you live 50, half of the year in Florida and half of the year in another state. You have to spend one more extra day in each of the state for it to be your homestead. So you don't want to miss out on that. That's a serious issue. Renting the property while claiming homestead. You can't rent the property while claiming homestead. Okay, you can't move out of the property and then rent it out. Okay, they will get you for that. They'll penalize you for that. They'll fine you and throw you in jail. Not updating the information after your life change. Let's say you got married, your spouse passed it away. Remember, you need to go and update that information. You need to go to the property appraiser's website or property appraiser's office and update that website. Make it current. Um, these are just common mistakes that we make. Thousands and thousands of dollars and thousands of people make these common mistakes. How to file. Go to your county property appraiser's website. Have ready. These are the things that you need to have ready. Okay. Your Florida driver's license, your Florida vehicle registration, social security number, and the recorded deed that I told you that you get. Normally that recorded deed, hang on a second. Normally that recorded deed, are you still there, Miss Ruthie? So let's keep it simple as possible. Okay, so ask question, understand what you're doing, understand why you need to file for homestead. Okay. Okay. So did you file your homestead after you close on your house? That's the first thing you need to know. Did you move from another Florida home and apply for portability? You need to know that as well. Are you 65 plus and receiving your senior exemption? Are you? Did your tax bill surprise you? Okay. All right. So those are the questions, you need to ask. So if you are unsure whether your homestead or portability was filed correctly, Don't wait for your next tax bill to surprise you. Remember to do it and do it right away. Schedule a 15 minutes clarity call with me and let me review together with you to see if you have filed your homestead, and I can check on that for you to make sure that your homestead has been filed. Homeownership is not just about buying a house, it's about protecting what you work hard for. Homestead is one of the most powerful protection Florida homeowners have, but only if you file it correctly. Thank you for joining me this morning. If this was helpful, share it with another homeowners who needs to hear this. I'm Viv Cunningham with Preferred Real Estate Brokers here in Central Florida, the voice for the people. And I'll see you next time on our next podcast. Bye bye. Bye bye. See you next time on next podcast. See you next time.